Hello and welcome to another episode of docrafts TV. Today we're going to be joined by Lou Collins, who's going to show us a beautiful build-a-scene card using the shadow box dies. Hi Lou, welcome along.
Hi,
Thank you for coming today. So what are you going to show us?
I'm going to show you a different way of using these build-a-scene dies.
Oh wow, okay.
These are made to use together, but what I've done is I've taken some from the theatre set,
Fantastic.
some from the ballroom set. We've made a whole new scene.
So this is your project, and you've made some lovely, used some lovely bellissima and oyster blush here on the front, haven't you?
I love to mix the two.
Yeah,
just
that
perfect
works really
together.
well. And then inside, as you can see, we've got a wonderful pop-up scene. So that's what we're going to make, isn't it?
Yep, this is the sort of thing you can decorate as much as you want, or this is quite basic. This is just plain cardstock, and it still looks really detailed. So you can go ahead and add jewels and bits.
Now this looks really complicated, so hopefully you're going to...
It looks complicated. It's not.
Brilliant.
It's not.
Right, let's get started. Right, what's first?
So what I've done is I've taken some A4 sheets of card. I've chosen 3 colours. I'm using an 8x8 card base.
Okay.
So my A4 sheets, I need to cut them down slightly.
Okay.
There we go. So now we need to decide on our dies we're going to use.
Yes.
That's the fun bit. This is where you can really build it up. Like I say, I'm keeping it quite simple, but you could really go to town.
You'll want to experiment a little bit with your machines. Obviously, all the machines are going to be very slightly differently. So start on sort of the widest measurement and just work your way down. If
That's
you find
exactly what I've done.
cut.
I mean, you can see here that I've not quite cut it through. So what I'll do is I'll just lower it down very slightly. You've got an arrow on the top here that says up and down.
That's
so it makes
handy.
it so simple. And this bit, what I've done is I've saved that for later on.
Ah, okay. Ah, yes, I can see it. So it's going to be that panel on the front there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to throw any of the bits and
No,
pieces that
keep
cut out.
all your bits just in case.
I mean, even if you didn't want it for this project, that'd be a lovely panel for another card, wouldn't it, as well?
Exactly.
Put your topper
lovely.
on there.
Beautiful shape. So you'll see there's some bits that are still intact. You can just pop them out. You know, I've got a craft knife here. I can just show how easily they'll pop out.
Yeah.
But you can use a pokey tool or anything like that.
Perfect. So that's our
Right, so
that's
going
our
to be our
first
front
layer.
one. I've got windows for the back.
They're fantastic, aren't
They're
they?
beautiful. And our centrepiece, which is mainly our decorative piece. This is the bit that the images are going to stand in.
So you've got little tables there and chairs and a little chandelier.
Yep. So
beautiful.
Okay, so the first one is going to be your base. This is going to lay flush in your card base. So,
Okay.
So it'll fold that exactly in half like you did earlier. And we've got tape on either end and in the centre.
And that's just to attach it into the card
Yeah, you don't want that to lift at all when you open the card.
Okay.
The second one, this one, we've folded it in half. We want that to poke upwards. This just makes it easier folding.
Okay.
And then we're going to fold it almost in half, just over half, because you've got your chandelier in the way and you don't want to go through that. So I've done it just to one side of the chandelier. So here you can fold over there. And again, the other side. So there we go. And again, tape on each edge.
I see.
So.
Oh, I see. So you just popped it on one side and then sort of stretched it across.
Yes, you can already see.
Oh, yeah.
It's starting to take shape.
Definitely.
Now, before I put the top layer on, what I've done is using some scraps of cardstock, different colours. I've cut some different colours. We've got people here.
Cute, aren't they?
These are lovely. So these come separate, but they're made to join together.
Oh, I see. So this is the theatre one, isn't it?
This one's the theatre, this is the ballroom.
That's right, because they're dancing, that makes sense.
So what I'm going to do is just add these behind. So if you just look at whereabouts you're going to have a piece of cardstock to join them to.
Oh, and I see. You're adding them to the front layer, but behind it.
Yeah, you don't want to stick it to the back.
I see. Otherwise, they wouldn't be. Just look on this one here. They wouldn't be sort of 3D, would they? They'd just be stuck back there.
So they lift up. It almost looks like they're moving as you open the card. So what I've actually done is I'm using this stick it glue because this PVA glue is brilliant. It will dry clear. So you don't need to worry about your white bits on there.
Also gives you a little bit of time to sort of manoeuvre them as well, doesn't it? If you're not quite sure you got them in quite the right place straight away.
It will take hold reasonably quickly, but like you say, you also get time. There we go.
Oh, that's great. That looks really good. So you can see that it's really coming to life, isn't it?
It's starting to. Now, table and chairs, of course, have to be brown.
Of course.
And in the Paper Mania stack that I have of cardstock, I have every colour you can imagine.
There's nothing worse than not having the right colour, is there? It's nice to have every colour in the rainbow.
There is one of every single colour in there. So we're just adding a bit of grey to the chandelier.
Lovely.
Imagine it's silver.
But you could definitely use a mirrored card.
It'd be lovely to pop some little yellow gems on it or something.
That'd be lovely.
Give it a bit of sparkle.
Bit of crystal.
There we go. So at the moment, that's all the decoration I'm going to do.
Fantastic.
And our final layer, just the windows to see through. And I've folded these exactly in half, whereas the last one was just over half.
Yeah.
These are folded exactly in half. Again, no glue in the centre, just on the edges.
It'd be lovely for all sorts of occasions. It might be nice for a wedding, maybe, because it's a little bit like a first dance, isn't it? The little one here, that would be
beautiful
nice.
with the wedding, especially with some silver card.
Oh yeah, that'd be lovely.
So that's so simple. That's just how you put it together.
That's so easy.
You can just pop this inside your card base, and then, as you can see, I've decorated it. I've added lace. I've added some panels from the Bellissima range.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And some lace. And on the front, I've mixed the oyster blush and Bellissima together.
Yeah, so you've got that lovely panel that we mentioned before here.
Yes,
and you just inked that a little bit, haven't you? That one's there.
Yeah, ink around the edges.
And you've got your lace paper as well.
Yeah, that's the reverse of it, because they are blues.
That's a sneaky little trick, isn't it? So it's a little Parisian blue one there.
It's my secret.
So if you've got, if you're not using a blue one, if you've maybe you've made as many blue projects as you want, you've got one left over, you can use that there, of course.
Of course, they could be inked or spritzed as well.
Yeah, definitely. You've got some oyster blush bloomers here and some of the little the pinwheels. It's beautiful. Lovely. And you've made a little tie as well, haven't you, here?
Yeah, I've used some ribbon. What I've done is, to keep that sturdy, I've actually wrapped it all the way around the card and secured it. So it's actually glued with double-sided tape again, all the way round to the edges. And then your front is put over the top.
The panel goes on top, so it's not...
So it keeps it secure and really strong.
You can just tie that in a bow, and that's the beautiful silk ribbon, isn't it?
That's from the Bellissima range as well.
Wonderful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for showing us that. There's so much you can do with these shadow box dies. There's a great project in Creativity magazine that features some of the woodland designs as well. So take a look out for that as well. You can have a little go at those ones as well. If you've been die cutting, we'd really love to see what you've been making. Perhaps you've been making a card or a scrapbook page, or maybe something for your home. We'd love to see what you've been up to, so perhaps upload your project to docrafts.com and then maybe email us a link to tv@docrafts.com, and we could feature your project on a future episode of Do Crafts TV. You can find all the instructions for Lou's project on the website as well, so you can see everything she's used, all the products and so on, as well as some lovely close-up photographs as well. Until next time, happy crafting.